What is up, guys? It's your boy Build Crafting Cactus, and today we're going to be showcasing an amazing Titan build that can do some absolutely ridiculous things thanks to episode Heresy Act 3, which only recently launched. And so, let's get started. Now, first of all, guys, I've partnered with Mobalytics, your source for Destiny 2 builds. You can check out this very build laid out in an easy to read, easy to understand format, including dim links, all by clicking the link in the description down below after you've watched the video so you know how exactly this build works, of course. So, first of all, although this is a Titan build, and some of you guys might be going, oh my goodness, another Titan build from this guy? Oh no, that sounds like someone who mains a class that didn't win Guardian Games 2025, if you ask me. But no, seriously, we are on Titan because it has the most synergies with this build. However, you can actually adopt a lot of the elements on this build with any class, okay? Because the main thing that this build is based around is a brand new seasonal artifact perk that was added in Heresy Act 3, and that is Perpetual Destruction. Rapid final blows with non-exotic rocket launchers refund ammo and increase reload speed for a short duration. This is actually crazy. Like, you're gonna see in the background gameplay, I have one rocket launcher shot left, and if I get a multi-kill, I get another one, and I get another multi-kill, and I get another one. You can keep going. You can technically go infinite as long as you get those multi-kills. And I mean, what's easier to get multi-kills with than with a darn rocket launcher, right? Like, it is actually incredible. So, obviously, we are going to be using rocket launchers, and the one I'm particularly using is the Faithkeeper. Now, this, importantly, is void. We'll get to that. And this is also a precision frame, so built-in tracking, and it can get the role of clown cartridge, so you get 2 rounds in the mag, plus explosive light. So, explosive light is actually really good with Perpetual Destruction because you can get these damage boosts from, anywhere, just picking up those orbs of light. So it's extra damage against adds and extra damage against bosses. You really don't want something like bait and switch when you're trying to get multi-kills on adds because they're all dead by the time you activate bait and switch. It's not the best, guys. But again, the reason I picked the Faithkeeper is because it's very good. This is quite a good roll with this. It's a recent craftable weapon. A lot of people have it. But you could pick whatever rocket launcher you want. Your best rocket launcher, your favorite rocket launcher. Another great example, any rocket launcher with chain reaction, guys. That is going to make enemies that you kill explode and really help you get those multi-kills. So there is no shortage of fantastic legendary rocket launchers. But in my opinion, you do want a void one. Now, why is that? Well, when we go back into the seasonal artifact perk, we also gain access to, well, unstopped rocket launchers. So our rocket launcher based build is now much more viable in stuff where there's champions. Then we have Volatile Marksman. Rapid Void Weapon precision hits and final blows grant volatile rounds. You will absolutely be giving your Void rocket launcher volatile rounds, and the boost, super importantly, so you want your Tome of Want active to get this, volatile detonations grant class ability energy. Keep that in mind. After that, we've got Maligned Harvest, so we're now doing weaken effects as well with our rocket launcher, and we've got Gold from Lead for even more heavy ammo for our rocket launcher. In my experience, this is actually not the best. You could probably take this off, but hey, it's just a little chance for more heavy ammo. Now, because we're all about rocket launchers, the featured exotic armor piece is going to be the Hazardous Propulsion Exotic Titan chest piece. And again, this is like why we're on Titan, because this has so much synergy with rocket launchers. It says weapon precision hits or final blows have a chance to load a kinetic Exodus rocket. Activating your class ability fires loaded Exodus rockets, and damaging targets with those Exodus rockets temporarily increase the damage you deal with all other rockets. So yes, you use your class ability, you shoot out rockets that you earn from getting final blows, and you've been doing that, trust me, with your rocket launcher, and then it boosts the damage of said rocket launcher. Fantastic for what we're trying to do. And again, it's actually all other rockets. So we're going to be using the Tenacious Mastery. That's right, rocket-assisted frame sidearms count as rockets that are boosted in damage thanks to the hazardous propulsion. So obviously, Tenacious is a literal god-tier weapon with chill clip and air trigger, giving us a ton of ammo, like super, super powerful weapon. Now, We're using rockets all the time, and we're boosting our damage by using our class ability all the time. But if we're going to be using our class ability all the time, well, why don't we run a Striker Titan with the best darn class ability in the game, arguably, with the new Storm's Keep aspect. This will continuously build your bolt charge as long as you're behind your rally barricade, and then let your weapons discharge it for a massive chunk of bonus damage. Then we have Knockout for healing, and we have Thunderclap plus Pulse Grenade, guys. Because we're using Pulse Grenade, we are absolutely using Spark of Shock, so we can jolt now. Then we've got Spark of Ions, we've got Spark of Resistance, and of course, Spark of Frequency for more bolt charge. So, here's the gameplay pattern, right? You shoot enemies with that initial rocket launcher shot, hopefully you get a multi-kill, you refund your ammo, you build up Exodus rockets, then next time you see some enemies, you use your Exodus rockets, shoot a bunch of homing rockets, your rocket launcher is boosted in damage, you're getting even easier multi-kills, you're regenerating ammo for those multi-kills, you're causing bolt charge on any more powerful enemies. It is just crazy. Oh, and by the way, your Void rockets, because you're doing volatile explosions as well, you're also getting more class ability back with your seasonal artifact perks. Crazy stuff already. Now, in terms of our last weapon, we're going to be using the Le Monarque, and the reason is because if we're playing a bolt charge Titan, the Le Monarque is just broken with it, because it gets that bolt charge build up with the poison of the Le Monarque. So you're going to have all these ticks of damage. The game thinks you're basically shooting 1,000 Le Monarque rounds per minute because of those poison ticks. So you're going to build up your bolt charge and discharge your bolt charge much more often with the Le Monarque. It's also just a great weapon, guys. It's also going to heal you with its catalyst, and it has built-in overload rounds. And actually, that means we have all three champions covered with this build, because we have the Tenacious Mastery. That's going to be piercing sidearms. We have built-in overload with the Le Monarque, and then we also have unstoppable rocket launchers. So now you can do literally any champion-related content, and you don't have to worry about it. This build covers it all. Now, on top of that, guys, let's take a look at the armor mods you're going to be using. For the helmet, we have a Void Siphon, obviously. We have Heavy Ammo Finder and Heavy Ammo Scout. Now, moving on to the arms, we have Void Loader, and then we have Focusing Strike and Bolstering Detonation, both of which is going to give you more of those rocket shooting, rocket boosting class abilities. Then for our chest piece, whatever resistances you are using depending on the activity. Then for the boots, we've got 2 Void Weapon Surges, obviously, and a Recuperation. You could even go up to 3 Void Weapon Surges if you're good on survivability. And then lastly, for the class ability, we've got Time Dilation, because we want those surges active for as long as possible, and we've got Powerful Attraction, obviously sucking in all those orbs of power when you're using our class ability, and we're using our class ability all the time. And lastly, just a Bomber here. Now, in terms of the other seasonal artifact perks you want to use, Overclock and Load is a great one because of the bolt charge, and, you know, Unraveling Orbs plus Horde Shuttle, you could go with a Strand rocket launcher if you really wanted and fulfill these seasonal artifact perks, but again, we're going with Void because we want more class abilities as often as possible. Another one to consider, Dielectric, because we get those jolts from our grenades. And then, guys, we actually have Defibrillating Blast. You really want this because this, I've said this before, this is worded terribly. It should say you heal for a chunk of health every time you get a bolt charge lightning strike, because that's what it actually does in game. So we have insane survivability thanks to Defibrillating Blast, and then we really don't have any of these other final tier perks that affect us, so we're going with Limit Break, because when we're casting our Thunder Crash supers, well, they're going to do a lot more damage if we're amplified, and we're amplified literally, you know, every second of using this build thanks to all of our stuff. However, if you don't think you need that, you could take it off, guys, and go for Flashover, another extremely good one that is going to synergize with all of our stuff, but then you only have room for just Defibrillating Blast. Honestly, it probably is worth it. Flashover is incredible. But again, this build is quite adaptable. I have the Faith Keeper, but feel free to use your best, your favorite legendary rocket launcher here, and I'm using the Tenacious Mastery so we can use the Le Monarque, but the Lotus Eater. If you have a fantastic Lotus Eater, this slots perfectly into this build. You just need to decide on what exotic primary you're going to be using for your kinetic slot, right? And another important thing, guys, is if you can convince your friend to use the Gjallarhorn exotic rocket launcher, which is going to give your rocket launcher, your legendary rocket launcher, Wolfpack rounds. Oh my goodness. I mean, this build just gets absurd. Like, it's pretty easy to get multi-kills with good rocket launchers that have boosted elements with bonus damage thanks to the house's propulsion and Wolfpack rounds. Like, you're guaranteed multi-kills with those shots. So again, you convince your friend to put on Gjallarhorn, your build goes through the roof. And really, really fun build. And again, you are, as long as you can kind of time those multi-kills correctly, you are going to be getting tons of rocket launcher ammo. Refunding based on multi-kills is so crazy because that is what rocket launchers do. Guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.